Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Greatly Grant channel. In this channel, we are talking about the UAAG grant updates and information, and also we are also going to be updating you on the Theobarth and IMF and other grant informations. If you are new on this channel, consider subscribing so that when next we publish our next video, you will be kindly notified. Thank you once again for having me on Greatly channel. Bye for now.
We thank the Lord for another time that He has given to us, and we bring you another update concerning the disbursement and the date thereof. You pay attention to this, as you might have one or two to pick up from this submission right now from one of our brothers and influencers. All right, your time now.
In today's session, we will consider the big news, which is disbursement date is finally fixed, the IMF rumor, the pioneer claims, and finally, the current reason for the delay we are experiencing. Let's start the session first with the popular misleading claims that the IMF chairman is returning to Nigeria to kickstart disbursement. Let me set the record straight. Like I've always stated on this channel, the IMF has no involvement in disbursement going to happen in this country. It's either those perpetuating this IMF saga are being lied to by their own oga, and they refuse to use their deductive and logical reasoning to detect this lie, or they deliberately fabricate these lies to cajole unsuspected members of the grant ecosystem to buy the slot they are marketing. Don't forget, at the end of this IMF update, they always call for subscription for most slots, even when they are telling you disbursement is at the hand. So the major aim for this update is not about the IMF chairman, but in selling more slots to sustain themselves. There's one particular publication circulating on the WhatsApp group claiming that the IMF chairman arrived in Nigeria since on the 28th, and his presence is being hidden or concealed by the government for some security concerns. These are all lies. Ask yourself, between the rich and the poor, who possess resources or capacity to mobilize adequate security to protect themselves? If the federal government is scared of the IMF chairman being kidnapped, it should have even mobilized the entire cantonment in FCT to protect or cordon off the area he is living. So tell me, is it that the federal government is lacking the resources to protect the IMF chairman with adequate security while guiding him around to carry out the processes of disbursement? That is why we keep advising our members not to accept these lies. There's no such thing like IMF chairman in this disbursement. The IMF has no role, no function, and no hands in this disbursement matter. Those using IMF name are trying to give fraudulent grant scheme a fake air of legitimacy. Stated in simple terms, anyone you hear the name of IMF in their mouth, run away from them. They are like a false prophet in Jeremiah's time, saying peace, peace, when there was no peace. Jeremiah 6 verse 14, speaking what sounds official but has no root in the truth. Let's address the popularly marketed pioneer slots. There's a certain VN making rounds on the social media platforms that the likes of Theobarth, UAAG, AGPGN, Supreme, and others failed to disburse this grant because they did not know the right protocol to it. That it is the pioneer or people that invented the pioneer that knows the access to disbursing the fund. Therefore, it is the pioneer that will disburse the grant we are anticipating. That is another heavy lie in the grant ecosystem. The oncoming disbursement has no connection with pioneer. As I've always stated, pioneer is a code name fabricated by slot marketers to sell the slot people are buying. It has no connection with the oncoming disbursement. This is the only channel that unravels the truth to anyone who cares to believe. The name Pioneer is just like saying UAAG. UAAG was not a grant on its own to disburse to the masses. UAAG was a code name used in floating the main grant that they did not even access. Therefore, anyone saying I'm waiting for UAAG grant is just deceiving himself. Later on in the grant ecosystem, as you are aware, the name was switched to Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Humanitarian Foundation. And that is the NGO they submitted to receive the fund. So if anyone is telling you subscribe to UAAG grant, whereas there is no such grant like UAAG, so is the Pioneer. Subscribe to Pioneer at your own peril. Proverbs 14 verse 15. A fool simply believes everything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. Let's walk in prudence, not in gullibility. Now to the big news. Disbursement debt has been fixed finally. Disbursement state currently is like your visitor standing knocking at your door. Time and again we give debts and disbursement doesn't take place. Some of you use those dates against us, forgetting that in between those dates, very serious occurrences took place in the grant ecosystem. Sometimes I undertake the risk of revealing certain information to members of this channel. Then instead of appreciation, they turn back to criticize erroneously what we unravel to them. First of all, we are not grant handlers. We are simply passing the information that is being communicated to us by the authorities, by the grant handlers, by the grant stakeholders and grant facilitators to us, because we are working closely with them to bring forth disbursement. So if we are being communicated to a certain information and we pass same privileged information to you, if such information or date of disbursement fixed failed, that is not absolutely our making. We can't fix date of disbursement. We can't even call for disbursement when the date arrives. Those are sole responsibilities of very powerful entities in this country. At a certain time in this grant ecosystem, a certain grant handler was informed to brief his NGOs, his subscribers, that he has nothing to offer to the masses. Then they will accommodate his NGOs and disburse to them. But out of pride, arrogance, and egotism, the grant handler refused to carry out this advice. And that is part of the reason we are currently at where we are. And the effect might reverberate during disbursement to some innocent NGOs. This same grant handler has been fixing debts in a show that he is in charge of disbursement, and these authorities are watching him, watching every of his move, frustrating those debts he fixed. Actually, those debts are fixed by the authorities to bring forth disbursement. It is the sole responsibilities of these authorities to unravel this debt to the masses. But these certain grant handlers will be the one rushing to first unveil the news to the masses. And this is a grant they don't have within them, or the power within them to disperse. So all what the authorities keep doing is to frustrate and adjourn those dates, just to prove to the masses that the man or the group, the factions, the grant handlers, the foot soldiers that are informing you that their disbursement is coming are not the one to disburse to you. And if they don't stop fixing those dates, the authorities will continue to frustrate them. Then what will be your responsibility as a grant subscriber? Jointly advise them to stop fixing the dates for disbursement. That is why even when the current date is fixed, I feel it not necessary to unravel it to the masses, just to ensure if the other faction of grant handlers remain silent, because their intent is when disbursement starts, they will tell their NGO CEOs or subscribers that they have started disbursement, hiding in the cover of the main body that are disbursing the grants. But what does it actually take to accept you have nothing to offer? Hence, the masses can be disbursed to and they will escape their struggles and difficulties. But congratulations to everyone who has waited believe and refuse to give up despite the delay. Just like the farmer in James 5 verse 7, wait for the early and the later rain. Our season of harvest is now within reach. The seed we have sown in patience are now bearing fruits. I think my next update on this channel will be breaking the good news that disbursement has commenced. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe immediately. Activate the notification bell, hence you will receive this update when I deliver it. Few days ago, some people circulate on the platforms that disbursement has commenced, starting from the stakeholders and then the pioneers. These are all lies. Disbursement have not started in any quarter, in any way. There will not be a hidden activity in this country. The truth is, cash disbursement will commence first. When I mean cash disbursement, is disbursement of the entitlement of beneficiaries to millions of beneficiaries in the country, after where there will be execution of projects across the 774 local government area and the FCT. So anyone telling you the stakeholders will receive first, the pioneer will receive first, are all lying to you. And this information I'm passing is not from me. It's already captured in one of the national dailies and was deliberated upon by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last Federal Executive Council meeting with the caption, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved Renewed Hope World Development Program, a world-based development and empowerment strategy aimed at driving grassroots economic growth and addressing poverty across the 8,809 wards across Nigeria. Therefore, after the cash disbursement will be execution of projects across the entire wards or local government in the country. If we directed you to any project registration or empowerment initiative from this channel, take those initiatives or schemes extremely serious, as our connections cannot fail. If you are among those audience that are still doubting if disbursement will take place or if there is money to be disbursed owing to the incessant delay, clear off such thinking from your mind, because the federal government of this country is actively involved in this disbursement. In fact, the federal government has owned this disbursement. So anything that the federal government is connected to will definitely materialize. I repeat, if the president has owned this disbursement, that is the first signal that it can't fail despite the delay. There can only be delayed, but no failure. Before now, previous grant handlers were approaching the entire disbursement activity wrongly. They wanted it to be a purely non-governmental activity, leaving out the federal government, and the government keep on frustrating them. Sometimes when I hear some people saying that some certain individuals are selling the disbursement to the government for selfish gains, have they considered that if you take the federal government out of any major national project, that project can never be materialized? This is the same mistake the previous grant handlers has been making, and they were bent on making the same mistake, thereby still postponing grant subscribers from accessing the grant. This grant, when it is disbursed, will shake the entire country, including every villages in this country. And you take the federal government out, and you believe the federal government will allow a private entity, a non-governmental organizations, to own such a generational glory. The grant will be disbursed. Relax yourself. Numbers 23 verse 19. God is not a man that he should lie. Has he spoken and he will not make it good? As a fact, some genuine prophets and prophetess in this grant ecosystem can attest to the fact that God has spoken to them personally about this disbursement taking place in this country. Once the ownership and commitments are established at the highest level, then the outcome is inevitable. We are not waiting in vain. This is a promise, not in motion, but in actuality.